Back to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. Hope you're having yourselves an awesome Tuesday. And thank you so much for joining me. Always appreciate the audience. In the last episode, we went forward in time. We stopped Alexius and recruited the rebel mages. I guess they're not rebels anymore. So now we have the power to close the breach. Before we do so, we shall talk to some of our companions.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. Tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our...
It is a necessary one as well.
I'll take my leave.
The Chantry.
How?
Access to Lyrium makes us rather than clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of...
Mage circles started falling years ago. The Chantry was troubled even before the Divine's murder.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
So if everyone listens to the chant, things will be smooth as silk.
I did say commonality is merely a beginning, but it's an important one. We must learn to think beyond our own wants to secure peace in Thedas.
How did someone so lovely and selfless go into Elysian politics, Lady Montillier?
Well, that is, really, you give me too much credit. While you're here, I do have a question. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
I'll tell the Chantry I was saved by circumstance, not divine intervention.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you.
Good day too, darling. She kind of reminds me of, like, a Mediterranean Tally.
Thank you. We will study that. I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
You disapprove of something the Chantry did. Are you allowed to do that?
That largely depends upon one's company. While surrounded by those declared heretics already, I am safe enough. In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry, or its own namesake.
Sure.
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists, and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the chant of light by force.
It must be difficult to follow the chant of light knowing how it's spread.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the chant of light by example, not violence. In any case, once the chant of light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
This is a dark chapter of history for the Divine to revisit.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away. Perhaps the name Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Is there anything I can do to help you or your people?
My healers would benefit from more supplies. We have run short of even common goods with so many wounded. If you could deliver this list and the items on it to Quartermaster Thren, she could get us what we need. It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives.
Farewell.
Until next time.
I think the Inquisition kind of bears some semblance to the Crusades, no? At least the original Inquisition. Spreading the word of the Chantry. Dark time in history.
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
These mages joined us freely. We don't need Templars to contain them.
My dear, I don't think you've grasped the magnitude of the situation. The Veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. In ordinary places where the Veil is weak, magic is much more likely to attract demons. And if demons can walk our world with no blood magic to summon them, how safe do you think our allies are? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the Breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
You have a low opinion of your fellow mages?
It's not so much an opinion as grasping the obvious. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
The Dalish get along just fine without Templars or Circle Towers.
As I understand it, the elves limit their risk by refusing to have more than 3 mages in a clan. Tell me, what becomes of the Dalish youngster who is not appointed first or second?
If you want to say something about the Dalish, say it.
For those who value survival, sentimentality is not an option. Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
Like, mages should be free, but like they still need like an institution to, you know, help train them and stuff. If they can so easily become abominations, in my opinion.
The Circle has...
It's something to consider, my dear. Yes?
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Montsimar while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up at court here.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine.
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
There was like a helping option
Yes?
too.
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts in restoring the Circle?
After the Circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
All right. Seems Vivienne's kind of like a right-wing
Lovely. They should have this breach sealed soon.
mage.
I suppose their gold spent as well as anyone else's.
So the mages are unpopular. Can craft this healing mixture.
Cedric said the blankets weren't worth selling. He's giving them to the Inquisition for free.
How kind of him.
That.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
So you were her spy master, too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken. and she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
The
We'll talk more later.
conversation
Your open
navigation
support for
on the
mages
wheel.
likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. She kills with kindness. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
Yeah, like there was more options to talk about her as a left hand,
They
but
called you the left hand of
for some reason it didn't
That they
bring
did.
us back.
What of it?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
I'm sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
We'll talk more later.
Massive reform doesn't happen overnight. We got a lot to work on. Some people will just be stuck in their ways and won't want change. Like many things in this world. Oh, here's Dorian.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Hallam Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
I take it you don't agree?
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
So what? They all turn into blood mages, worship dragons, and then take over?
Not at first. But you'd be a fool not to see where this could lead. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed. By inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
What do you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
I can't wait for Dragon Age 4. Apparently Tevinter is one of the main areas that you will have your adventure in.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witness.
Why did he disapprove of that?
Surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I, and Cassandra, Cullen and the rest, failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Well, I'm ready. Bring it on. Don't have any Dawn Lotus yet. Don't remember to get that.
The Chantry isn't supporting us.
I told you that it was complicated. Without the Divine...
What you have created, no one can tear us.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
These mages are here to aid the Inquisition. Don't worry.
Sure, don't worry. Magic up there, magic down here. What's to worry about? I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Well, you're dragging people together. Suppose that's something. You're gonna need more trebuchets if you're going after the sky. Or, you know, ladders.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Don't want to stick around and have Meridim sing that full song?
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
His posture's so weird.
The Inquisition has the numbers to track down all this lyrium and destroy it.
I hope so. I don't want to think about what happens if it starts a plague. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
We won anything.
We're just getting started. You can't win a war in a day. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Oh, it's like all these little notes that we've missed.
And you've heard nothing of this elven in any of your investigations?
No.
You must.
I don't know if I should keep Solus or
You need anything here?
take Dorian with me.
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks. I will not endanger the alliance you've created. We need their help. Any precautions taken will be to ensure the safety of our people and the mages themselves. Nothing more.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
What would you like to know?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
You've made it clear that you consider mages a threat.
Any mage can be. I won't pretend otherwise. I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession of the beast.
I can understand Cullen's perspective on mages since he was there at Kirkwall when all that craziness happened, but I think that was the more extreme side of what mages could become.
You join the Order.
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. First, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13? It's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course. But there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in the Circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the Circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Templars and mages never speak to each other.
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, he must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
I could see how you would want to like keep a distance between yourself and the people you're trying to protect. But maybe, I don't know, it wouldn't hurt to like be friends with them, because then you could show more empathy, no? Tough calls, tough calls.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
Learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the Chant of Transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
The Templars take vows. I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
3 more companions.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it.
Got put in his place.
It never ends, evidently.
You don't need to tell me that.
I just don't know who told them it is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
You would have done differently, I suppose.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up against the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
I'm doing all the work. But she did start the Inquisition. I'll give her that.
Now that we've got... Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. In lesser hands, you'd be in trouble. Haven can't support the mounts you need, but I can.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Haven is groaning under the weight. It wasn't built for this, but we'll make it serve.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Hi, Steve. Doing all right?
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
Every time I think I understand magic, the rules change.
I know, right? If I were a mage, I'd just throw fire at people. That's honest. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache just looking at it.
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition soldiers if you like. Not that the chief has any apostates in the group.
Can we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Are there rules for how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. Now, do I take Solus or do I take...
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look, see if there's anything we can salvage.
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Your name, Blackwall, doesn't sound Orlesian. Marcher, then? Ferelden?
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham. That was a long time ago. Another life.
I hear that many wardens were once criminals.
You're right. When you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
Why did you join the wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
What did you do before you became a warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of fighting other men's wars.
So you became a warden?
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
We can continue this discussion at another time.
Very well.
Okay. Can I get past here? I got no points. Right now, Dorian. Respect him for Storm. I don't know if I like the static cage. Like, haven't seen much. I haven't noticed it. I said no powerfulness to hurt or kill enemies. I leave its boundaries. I never cage damage. I leave both strikes them. So they take damage. I want to see how he'll do with armor, because he did die pretty easily. So let's craft him something. And we don't have enough to craft him anything. That's fine.
Another time.
We'll just take Solus for now, and then we'll think about what to do later on. I'm just gonna take the last of the iron resources here, since while we have the advantage of doing so. So once we get to the next act, resources will be a little bit harder to farm. Not hard, but just cumbersome. How much gold do we have? We have 5,000. Oh, and we gotta sell some items too. We gotta sell. And then we'll try to close the breach. Imagine seeing something like that in the sky. And then like demons flying out of it. I would not have any fresh underwear. Just a little bit more and then... Alright. Let's sell our junk. I'm just gonna mark it in here. That way I can just sell all. Yeah, pretty much everything can go. Because honestly, crafted, like I said, 95% of the time, crafted gear is better than the looted gear. We'll keep that one. Armor. Selling all this. Accessories. We actually have this, so we can maybe equip it. What is it, 30% damage? It's not too shabby. Any doubles? Let's sell that. Okay. Sell that stuff. So once you get to Act 2, you can unlock the specializations quest, and you can start using them at level 10, which we already are. So that's why I kind of want to save some ability points, because we have our main attack rotation right now, just not the upgraded versions. So we're good on that front. I want the passives that the Reaver tree has, because we're gonna go Reaver. Sell all valuables. Sweet. I already bought the free respec thing, right? Yeah. All right. we're gonna go try and seal the breach.
I saw the leader of the False Chargers, that Iron Bull.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him.
Dorian said Alexius was in the cells down here. I wonder if we can actually see him. Or were they lying to us? Alexius? It'd be cool if, like, all the prisoners you have, like, they're actually down here. Well, that stinks. Alright, onto the war table.
There was no word for heaven or for earth or sea or sky.
So the level cap, I think, is 27, and you get 2 amulets of power per character. For your main character, that's 29 points that you can distribute. Alright, let's pick up the... Got some Griffin mail. Enhanced Belt of Urgency. And we got one in Orlais. Gold and Griffin robes. Interesting. Alright. What we got on Ferelden? I'd like to finish one side before I tackle the other. Inquisition's efforts are close. Fade Rifts has increased stability in various regions across Thedas. However, demons sometimes remain, having wandered from the site of original rifts. Inquisition has received a number of requests for dealing with this problem. Okay. Local nobility should take an interest. Or our soldiers can do sweeps of areas formerly containing Fade Rifts and eliminate any demons. Yeah, we don't want to spread ourselves too thin, so we're going to let Josephine take the lead on that one. Answer a request from Hasmal. Can understand the Inquisition is working with reckless mages. I'm surprised some from Kirkwalk would condone an arrangement with them, but it does put you in a position to aid us. Hasmal's circle sustains significant damage during their uprisings. Rather than follow the Lord Seeker, many of them with the aftermath, but our resources are limited. Furthermore, we have loyalist mages with us. Hasmal's people would happily throw them to the wolves, even though they had nothing to do with the rebellion. As it stands, I fear we may fail in our duty to protect them. I trust you sympathize with our predicament. Humbly request our charges be transferred to the Inquisition. Hostility towards mages remain, but there are ways to travel without drawing notice. We have a few Templars of our own. Hasmal's Templars will be comfortable working with them. They can ensure safe passage for the mages. Let's go with Cullen. And then one more. Going to Orlais. Something to do with Vivienne. I don't feel like reading it. Proving the Divine's death would just be used against us. We need to find a source of this rumor. I feel like Liliana's perfect for that anyway.
Let's see what we have.
Alright. Let us seal the breach. Join forces with your new allies to assault the heart of the breach and close it once and for all.
The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
Level 8 to 11, we're currently level 10, so we should be okay. Whatever lies ahead. I wanted to take Dorian, but Unfortunately, we can't craft any armor for him. So we'll go with Solus. That claw he has.
Mages! Focus past the Herald. Let his will draw from you.
Did we do it?
You did it.
Nothing's ever that easy. In games and in movies. It's like in scary movies where they lull you to a sense of comfort and then boom! The jump scare happens. Normally there'd be music, but I had to turn it off because I got a copyright claim. Our Llewellyn looks pretty badass though in this scene.
Solus confirms the heavens are scarred but calm. The breach is sealed. We've reports of lingering rifts, and many questions remain. But this was a victory. Word of your heroism has spread.
You know how many were involved. Luck put me at the center.
A strange kind of luck. I'm not sure if we need more or less. But you're right. This was a victory of Alliance. One of the few in recent memory. With the breach closed, that alliance will need new focus.
Forces approaching! To arms!
What the... We must get to the gates!
Perhaps assaulting the sky drew some attention.
I'm gonna check their behaviors just to make sure. Should be okay. I think, yeah, they all need to go to 30% because they like use it at the last minute and end up dying. Blackwall, Blackwall, character.
I knew it was too easy.
We got some points for Solus. And Blackwall. I think I might save Blackwalls. And then Solus. I'm gonna do this one, because instant cast.
There's always something. You're important. Go protect us.
Cullen?
One watchguard reporting. It's a massive force, the bulk over the mountain.
Under what banner?
None.
None?
I can't come in unless you open. I'm Cole. I came to warn you, to help. People are coming to hurt you. You probably already know.
What is this? What's going on?
The Templars come to kill you.
Templars? Is this the Order's response to our talks with the mages, attacking blindly?
The Red Templars went to the Elder One. You know him, he knows you. You took his mages. There.
I know that man. But this Elder One...
What an ugly mug.
He's very angry that you took his mages.
Cullen, give me a plan. Anything. Haven is no fortress. If we are to withstand this monster, we must control the battle. Get out there and hit that force. Use everything you can. Mages! You! You have sanction to engage them. That is Samson. He will not make it easy. Inquisition! With the Herald! For your lives! For all of us!
Man, the ambience is totally ruined without music. Silly YouTube. Alright, let's let them come to us. Some more on the other side there. Okay. They dead.
Almost ready. Keep them off us.
Facing the mages honestly is a little bit harder because they lay down all the fire mines and ice mines and all that stuff. Templars are... Get over here.
Keep them back. We're ready to fire.
A lot of cloth that we could use. Let's go. We're too OP.
They felt that. We'll reload. You get to the other trebuchet. It is firing.
This way. We must get this trebuchet firing.
Follow you in a second. Which way are you going? That way? Good. We don't need the supply cache. We haven't used any potions yet. I'm guessing that's the trebuchet. And there's already enemies on it. How are you blocking when you're frozen? Gotta loot everything we can.
Keep them off the trebuchet.
Let me get this chest first. Then I'll man the trebuchet. Alright, here we go, here we go. There's no ammunition on it. I do miss the music. Can't state it enough. Had such a good soundtrack. But I guess it's like we're experiencing as if we were there. And there's a dragon.
It can't be. Can it?
Everyone to the gates.
It's not an archdemon, if that's what you're asking. Is that on? Yeah, it's not. Oh wait, no, we gotta go back this way. Because if I can remember. Yep.
Shoulder! Herald! Help me with the door!
Got you.
Just grabbing essentials. Won't die for the forge.
Good man. I wonder what happens, like, I honestly don't know what you get for helping him get that. Some other loot, right? Alright, let's go, let's go.
Move it! Move it! Move it! We need everyone back to the Chantry. It's the only building that might hold against that beast. At this point, just make them work for it.
The people of Haven will not survive on their own.
Alright, we gotta try and save everyone. God damn it. Get down here. That's one. There's one here. There's someone over here. Flissa.
Hear that?
Got you. I got you, Flissa. Alright, there's someone to help over here. I can remember. Oh, it's Segret.
I hear a survivor.
He took care of us when we were unconscious, so we gotta return the favor.
Help! Someone help!
Let's go. Looks like we leveled up. Just gonna loot all this stuff. It's like resources.
I hear someone.
Adnan.
Our lady is with you, Harold.
Knave. Oh, Adnan's the guy who took care of us.
Harold!
I don't remember who Segret is.
Major, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone in here? And then we got Thren.
I hear a survivor.
Didn't expect this from you. Thanks. Let's go.
I believe that is everyone. Best to follow.
Looks like we saved everyone. Job well done. Yeah, for sure the Templars are so much easier than fighting the mages.
Move! Keep going! The chantry is your shelter!
He tried to stop a Templar. The blade went deep. He's going to die.
What a charming boy.
Harold, our position is not good. That dragon stole back any time you might have earned us.
I've seen an archdemon. I was in the Fade, but it looked like that.
I don't care what it looks like. It's got a path for that army. They'll kill everyone in Haven.
The Elder One doesn't care about the village. He only wants the Herald.
If it will save these people, he can have me.
It won't. He wants to kill you. No one else matters, but he'll crush them. Kill them anyway. I don't like him.
You don't like... Harold, there are no tactics to make this survivable. The only thing that slowed them was the avalanche. We could turn the remaining trebuchets, cause one last slide.
We're overrun. To hit the enemy, we'd bury Haven.
We're dying, but we can decide how. Many don't get that choice.
Yes, that. Chancellor Roderick can help. He wants to say it before he dies.
There is a path. You wouldn't know it unless you'd made the summer pilgrimage, as I have. The people can escape. She must have shown me. Andraste must have shown me so I could tell you.
What are you on about, Roderick?
It was whim that I walked the path. I did not mean to start. It was overgrown. Now, with so many in the Conclave dead, to be the only one who remembers... I don't know, Harold. If this simple memory can save us, this could be more than mere accident. You could be more.
If that thing is here for me, I'll make him fight for it.
And when the mountain falls, what about you? Perhaps you will surprise it. Find a way. Inquisition, follow Chancellor Roderick through the Chantry. Move!
Herald, if you are meant for this, if the Inquisition is meant for this, I pray for you.
They'll load the trebuchets. Keep the Elder One's attention until we're above the tree line.
You got
If
it.
we are to have a chance, if you are to have a chance, let that thing hear you.
Y'all better run.
If there's one thing I know, it's how to get an asshole's attention.
That's good. God, man. None of my attacks are hitting. We go back to the other trebuchet. There's some enemies up here. Oh. Why are all my abilities missing? Where are you going? Where'd you think you were going? Actually, you know the one ability that's actually important for Blackwall? We should have probably tried to get it started instead of making him super tanky. Is this okay, we'll leave it for now. Because what it does is not only gives you bonus to attack, but every time the the upgrade on that ability, every time you attack you gain guard. So everyone on your squad has the ability to gain guard. So far so good. We're getting a lot of these Evernet wolves, which is good. Trebuchet should be over here. I'll get the ones on the left. Stupid archers. I use mostly the basic attack to regain stamina, as opposed to actually doing damage. Let's go! Thought Varric was an enemy.
Reinforcements.
A whole lot of them. Stop that. Whoa. Are there like enemies stuck over on the right there? Should we try and find him? It's probably too far. Oh, he's stuck over here. All right. All clear. Gotta take advantage of this Evernet wool. Oh, it does go down.
Be ready. More coming our way. What?
The archers are the most annoying. All right. You definitely can use a potion. You can use a potion. Lots of Evernet wool. Not even halfway there yet. Going. Gotta almost be done, right?
They brought big reinforcements.
Oh. Whoa. Let's get rid of the smaller guys first. Night Captain Denim. Almost got him. Can't get to him. He did. Woo! That was a tough one. Amulet of Aggression. Where this amulet generates a moderate amount of threat when attacking. Should probably give that to our tank here. Red lyrium. That it? Alright. Alright, we did it.
Move. Now!
The Elder One. It's so like unepic without the soundtrack.
Enough! Pretender, you toy with forces beyond your ken, no more.
Whatever you are, I'm not afraid.
Words mortals often hurl at the darkness. Once they were mine, they are always lies. Know me. Know what you have pretended to be. Exalt the Elder One. The will that is Corypheus. You will kneel.
You'll get nothing out of me.
You will resist. You will always resist. It matters not. I am here to anchor. The process of removing it begins now. It is your fault, Herald. You interrupted a ritual years in the planning, and instead of dying, you stole its purpose. I do not know how you survived, but what marks you as touched, what you flail at rifts, I crafted to assault the very heavens. And you used the anchor to undo my work. The gore.
Why did the Divine die? For this chaos?
The chaos will empower me and ensure we no longer beg at the feet of the invisible. I once breached the Fade in the name of another to serve the old gods of the Empire in person. I found only chaos and corruption, dead whispers. For 1,000 years I was confused, no more. I have gathered the will to return under no name but my own, to champion Withered to Winter and correct this blighted world. Beg that I succeed, for I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. The anchor is permanent. You have spoilt it with your stumbling. So be it. I will begin again. Find another way to give this world the nation and God it requires. And you, I will not suffer even an unknowing rival. You must die.
Your arrogance blinds you. Good to know. If I'm dying, it's not today.
That's an Emperor Palpatine line. Your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda. I love Corypheus' voice. So Corypheus was actually a enemy in Dragon Age 2 in one of the DLCs. Didn't have the same voice, but it was the same guy. We made it. So there's a part coming up that I don't know if we're gonna get copyright claimed for it. So here's the hope and wish us luck. I like the lighting in this cave. There's the next. Mark of the Rift. Mark of the Rift is a focus-based ability. Focus is a resource that is gained each time someone in your party deals damage. Each party member has a personal focus meter, but all party members gain focus when a single member deals damage. a pretty strong ability, to be honest. But I can't have it in my main list of attacks. Where is Pommel Strike? Let's go in there. We can put Mark of the Rift here for now. Damn. And he's barefoot too. Gotta move fast, Llewellyn. Gotta move fast if you want to survive this. No time to look back. See his movement slowing down. What are we to do? We're lost. We have no more fortress or base of operations. Our health is low. They won't let me heal. And now we got this giant demon thingy and a dragon that want to kill us. According to Corypheus, he was supposed to have the mark, but we interrupted him, and the power was bestowed upon us. You can hear how cold he is.
Embers. Recent.
Wonder how long this actually is. How long it took him to get to this point. A whole night? It's light down there.
There! It's him! Thank the Maker!
We did it. We found them. What are those? Rhinoceros?
We cannot simply ignore this. We must find a way.
And who put you in charge? We need a consensus or we have nothing.
Please, we must use reason. Without the infrastructure of the Inquisition, we're hobbled.
I can't come from nowhere.
She didn't say it could.
Enough! This is getting us nowhere.
Well, we're agreed on that much.
You need rest.
They've been at it for hours.
They have that luxury thanks to you. The enemy could not follow, and with time to doubt, we turn to blame. Infighting may threaten as much as this Corypheus.
Do we know where Corypheus and his forces are?
We are not sure where we are, which may be why, despite the numbers he still commands, there is no sign of him. That, or you are believed dead. Or without Haven, we are thought helpless. Or he girds for another attack. I cannot claim to know the mind of that creature, only his effect on us.
If that thing is still out there, we need to move.
They are uncertain where. And there are other questions about you. Our leaders struggle because of what we survivors witnessed. We saw our defenders stand and fall. And now we have seen him return. The more the enemy is beyond us, the more miraculous your actions appear, and the more our trials seem ordained. That is hard to accept, no? What we have been called to endure, what we perhaps must come to believe.
I escaped the avalanche. Barely, perhaps, but I didn't die.
Of course, and the dead cannot return from across the veil. But the people know what they saw. Or perhaps what they needed to see. The Maker works both in the moment and in how it is remembered. Can we truly know the heavens are not with us?
You saw Corypheus? What do you think of his
what
claims
happens to my
of
arm?
assaulting the heavens?
Scripture says magisters, to winter servants of false-old gods, entered the Fade to reach the Golden City, seat of the Maker. For their crime, they were cast out as Darkspawn. Their hubris is why we suffer blight, and why the Maker turned from us. If such is the claim of this Corypheus, he is a monster beyond imagining. All mankind continues to suffer for that sin. If even a shred of it is true, all the more reason Andraste would choose someone to rise against him.
Corypheus said he found only corruption and emptiness. Nothing golden.
If he entered that place, it has changed him without and within. The living are not meant to make that journey. Perhaps these are lies he must tell himself, rather than accept that he earned the scorn of the Maker. I know I could not bear such.
Mother Giselle, I just don't see how what I believe matters. Lies or not, Corypheus is a real physical threat. We can't match that with hope alone.
Okay, so this is the part where I'm praying I don't get a copyright claim. I mean, I could skip it, but I want people who haven't seen this or played this game to experience it as well, even though it doesn't have the full effect.
Shadows fall and hope has fled. Still your heart, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. The shepherd lost, and his home is far. Keep to the stars, the dawn will come. The night is long, and the path is dark. Look to the sky.
Yeah, I need to mute though. Don't I, James? Quiet, all of you. They're just getting louder.
An army needs more than an enemy. It needs a cause.
A word.
Yeah, I should have hummed something.
Her faith is hard won, Lethalon. Worthy of pride. Save one detail. The threat Corypheus wields. The orb he carried. It is ours. Corypheus used the orb to open the breach. Unlocking it must have caused the explosion that destroyed the Conclave. We must find out how he survived. And we must prepare for their reaction when they learn the orb is of our people.
I love how they, like, refer to their elven roots to each other. That's why I like playing an elf in Inquisition.
Alright. What is it, and how do you know about it?
Such things were foci, said to channel power from our gods. Some were dedicated to specific members of our pantheon. All that remains are references in ruins, and faint visions of memory in the fade, echoes of a dead empire. But however Corypheus came to it, the orb is elven, and with it, he threatens the heart of human faith.
Even if we defeat Corypheus, eventually they'll find a way to blame elves.
I suspect you are correct. It is unfortunate, but we must be above suspicion to be seen as valued allies. Faith in you is shaping this moment, but needs room to grow.
Supposed to be epic music playing right now.
By attacking the Inquisition, Corypheus has changed it. Changed you. Scout to the north. Be their guide. There is a place that waits for a force to hold it. There is a place where the Inquisition can build, grow.
It sounds like a documentary without the music. It's so weird.
Skyhold.
It's so undramatic. All right. This is our new fortress. I hate how skinny they made elves in this game. I look like I haven't eaten in days.
They arrive daily from every settlement in the region. Skyhold is becoming a pilgrimage. If word has reached these people, it will have reached the Elder One. We have the walls and numbers to put up a fight here, but this threat is far beyond the war we anticipated. But we now know what allowed you to stand against Corypheus, what drew him to you.
He came for this, and now it's useless to him, so he wants me dead. That's it.
The Anchor has power, but it's not why you're still standing here.
Wouldn't hurt to see some thick elves.
Your decisions let us heal the sky. Your determination brought us out of Haven.
I want a fat
You
elf.
are the creature's rival because of what you did. And we know it. All of us.
Sarah's pretty thick, no?
The Inquisition requires a leader. The one who has already been leading it.
She's been living with humans all her life. She got that booty.
You.
You're offering this to an elf. Are you quite sure you know what you're doing?
I would be terrified handing this power to anyone. But I believe it is the only way. They'll follow you. To them, being an elf shows how far you've risen, how it must have been by Andraste's hand. What it means to you, how you lead us, that is for you alone to determine.
Too much self-hate? Yeah. That's why I never pursue her as a love interest. Thank goodness for YouTube. So you can experience everything on there.
I will lead us against Corypheus. And I will be an ambassador. I'm an elf standing for Thedas. The Inquisition is for all.
Wherever you lead us.
Have our people been told?
They have. And soon, the world.
Commander, will they follow?
Inquisition, will you follow? Will you fight? Will we triumph?
It sucks because the music in this section is like some of the most epic. Like I remember playing this. I mean, even playing it now with the music, like it just gives you chills. The score was nothing to scoff at. Brilliantly produced, my opinion. I gotta change his outfit. He looks so skinny. Gotta put on a couple layers.
So this is where it begins.
It began in the courtyard. This is where we turned that promise into action. But what do we do? We know nothing about this Corypheus except that he wanted your mark.
Corypheus said he wanted to enter the Black City, that this would make him a god.
He is willing to tear this world apart to reach the next. It won't matter if he's wrong.
What if he's not wrong? If he finds some other way into the Fade?
Then he gains the power he seeks, or unleashes catastrophe on us all.
Corypheus wants to restore Tevinter. Is this a prelude to war with the Imperium?
I get the feeling we're dealing with extremists, not the vanguard of a true invasion.
Tevinter is not the Imperium of 1,000 years ago. What Corypheus yearns to restore no longer exists. Though they would shed no tears if the South fell to chaos, I'm certain.
Yeah, I think the default casual outfit is this, unfortunately. Sleep attire.
Could his dragon really be an archdemon? What would that mean?
It would mean the beginning of another blight. We've seen no darkspawn other than Corypheus himself. Perhaps it's not an archdemon at all, but something different?
Whatever it is, it's dangerous. Commanding such a creature gives Corypheus an advantage we can't ignore.
Someone out there must know something about Corypheus.
Unless they saw him on the field, most will not believe he even exists.
We do have one advantage. We know what Corypheus intends to do next. In that strange future you experienced, Empress Selene had been assassinated. Imagine the chaos her death would cause. With his army.
An army he'll bolster with a massive force of demons, or so the future tells us.
Corypheus could conquer the entire south of Thedas, god or no god. I'd feel better if we knew more about what we were dealing with.
I know someone who can help with that. Everyone acting all inspirational jogged my memory, so I sent a message to an old friend. He's crossed paths with Corypheus before and may know more about what he's doing. He can help.
I'm always looking for new allies. Introduce me.
Parading around might cause a fuss. It's better for you to meet privately, on the battlements. Trust me, it's complicated.
Well, then, we stand ready to move on both of these concerns.
On your order, Inquisitor.
I know one thing. If Varric has brought who I think he has, Cassandra is going to kill him.
Alright, we made it to Skyhold.
This is the Inquisition. A dusty old ruin filled with battered soldiers.
If you shut your mouth and opened your eyes, you'd see that the Inquisition is our one hope.
Okay, so I want to change our outfit, but you don't get access to upstairs until you leave Skyhold and come back. So let's visit the Undercroft. Let's craft some armor. Let's change our armor.
Now, what did they make down here, and what can I make?
Where's... I've walked away from too many burning buildings for one lifetime. This place, though, it'll be alright. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
You think it's strange to say? It's stranger to hear.
Don't let it go to your head. We need you level. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus. And we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
We left in a hurry, but you got into your old place. Save anything?
Family hammer. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's good to be back at work.
That'd be cool if, like, you get a bonus to, like, your crafted items if you let him, if you help him get his family hammer.
You've got it all up and running.
Your basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place was built for something big. It'll be a job to fill it.
How's this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade, but ever forward.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Okay. Yeah. Right now we're wearing like elven armor, because I felt it was fitting lore-wise that if you're a Dalish elf spying on what's going on, spying on human affairs, you should be wearing Dalish armor. But now that we are Inquisitor, I think we should look like an Inquisitor. So right now, I think our Dalish armor is about like 170. I'm gonna craft this, but I'm not gonna use anything like crazy. I'm gonna use iron. Just so we're not too OP. What do we got here? Maximum health. I think melee defense is where it's at. Strength. Constitution strength. We're gonna go straight up strength. Sure, serpent stone. And heal bonus. We'll do spirit resistance. Yeah. Against those demons. Do we need a new helmet? I forgot to name it. I'll leave it for now. I wish you could rename it afterwards. There we go. Got the Inquisitor logo on it too. Looking pretty sweet. And let's upgrade a new weapon for fun. I think right now we're using the engraved greatsword. This one. We're not going to use any of the high tier ones, not just yet. I don't want to be too strong. So let's find something that looks good. Confirm greatsword. It's kind of cool. I actually like the look of some of the lower tier weapons when you pair it with like the pommels and the, what are they called? Hafts? No, grips. So right now our damage is kind of like that. Serrated. Hakon's Valor, we can get up to 261. I don't want it too that strong. It's a nice looking metal. Onyx. Summerstone. That looks kind of cool. Okay. Strength. Going straight strength. Armor penetration, attack. You need a leather slot with the gear to get like crit chance, which is what I would prefer to get. Straight up strength. Let's change up the grip. Right now we're using that one. But I saw another one that was kind of cool. I think it was this. No, not that one. This one? Yeah, this one. Oh, yes. Crit chance. And attack. And let's do another pommel. I should be renaming this, but since we're only doing our Lavelin, should be fine. I think we're using that right now. Let's see what this looks like. 4 attack. 7% attack. Barrier damage bonus. Alright, let's go see, let's put it together and see what it looks like. Put that on it. Meh. I like this one better, but that's okay. We'll rock with it. It's this one, right? Not bad. I wish you could recolor the blades. Alright, good enough. Let's get out of here. Let's just go to the Black Emporium. Just so we could just go somewhere and then come back. Because I want to change his casual outfit. Looking pretty schmecksy.
Send my regards to the Lady Ambassador. Her ancestor visited the Emporium in the Blessed Age.
So eventually I want to buy... this one. Because it's cunning... No, not that one. This one. Ring of Slicing. Critical chance and critical damage bonus. I'm not far off. Can I sell stuff? Well, no one's gonna use that now. I'll just sell all this stuff. All the gray. Seven two. Not gonna use that. Not gonna use that. Oops. Do we have enough? We do. So Ring of Slicing, right? Sweet. Put that over there. Let's check out our stats. Right now, our crit chance is 19%. Not bad. Once we get the special...
I filtered a candle
Whoa.
mounted with the severed hand of a first acolyte of Raziel.
Once we get the reverse specialization, we'll have like super high crit. And that'll help with like cooldowns and some other cool passives. Don't know if I'm going to use the passive that gives you a chance to panic, because I'd rather everyone be close. Unless I'm overwhelmed, that's when I would use a panic causing move, debuff, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to grab one of the horns for that. Alright, let's go change. So you can see they kind of cleaned up a little bit in here.
We can't fight a god. The Elder thinks not a god. He's dust.
You can also change the throne and the decor in Skyhold. I'll do that some other time. But I definitely want to change this outfit. I'll go through all of them, show you what they look like. Basically, I think there's only like 4 styles and then like 2 or 3 colorways.
They've certainly spared no expense.
2 or 3 other colorways per outfit. So the casual wear is what we're wearing now. Just those are just different colorways. They have formal wear. Formal wear. Looks like this. Outerwear. I think these are cool for like if you're doing a rogue playthrough. But I am going to wear this, the armor. So you have the silver and the gold. I like the gold. Match my hair. I mean the silver. Silver will match my hair. Looking very Inquisitor-like. And then that was the quest for the Skyhold upgrades, which are more just aesthetic than utilitarian. Except for the garden upgrade, which is the one we're gonna go for. So a lot of the choices at this point, like siding with the mages, the Inquisitor speech, like stuff that we said there, all of those decisions were influenced by who I want to be elected as divine. Honestly, I prefer the Templar storyline. It's a lot more interesting to me. But you gotta go with the mages if you don't have to go with the mages, but it's easier to get Liliana as divine if you go with the mages. Alright, let's go see who Varric was bringing about, but let's talk to some more companions.
So, Inquisitor. It's Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Droste, what do I step in?
I've apparently been through a lot. Yes, Corypheus was a surprise.
No, a surprise would be, oh, I stepped in dog shite. No one says, oh, a Magister God monster, I'm surprised. Impossible things aren't surprises.
What's your issue?
You're confusing me now. What are you getting at?
Archdemons, real enough, fine. But if that Corypheus thing is true, the Magisters really cracked the Black City. It's a hazy dream, right? I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker? Real thing. A seat needs a book, so the Maker? Real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world? Real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe it or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right. Look, I have arrows. I can make this Corypheus believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
There's more that you want.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
I don't completely understand the approval system. Like, I know you need... I don't know if you need high approval to get, like, certain quests and stuff. They don't really explain it in this game. I gotta read up on it.
That'll guide the dragon right in.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
It was a bad location. We should have moved sooner.
You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
I'm not going to forgive what happened at Haven. Corypheus will answer for what he's done.
You're angry. Good. Anger can save you when everything else is gone. Just make sure you put it to good use. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
I think if your approval rating is low enough, those companions, like, leave the Inquisition.
So, this is Skyhold. Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications. We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
He's not going to get the better of us again.
We lost good soldiers that day, loyal men and women. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
I'm grateful for your support.
It's my job, isn't it? Killing Darkspawn. Look, in spite of it all, there is hope. The people flock to your banner. They believe in you. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
I wish they'd understand that I'm really nobody.
You're somebody. Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
Shouldn't they, like, people know the reality of the situation? Instead of just lying to them, giving them blind hope. Actually, let's go talk to Varric last. Let's find the rest of our companions. Funny is you don't get any fall damage in Skyhold.
Have you met this friend of Varric's, Inquisitor?
Not yet, no.
It had better not be who I think it is. I will wring that little bastard's neck.
Why? Who do you think it is?
Someone Varric claimed he could not contact. Someone the Inquisition, indeed all of Theidas, desperately needed. I'll reserve judgment until I know for certain. No need to have that rogue screaming persecution yet again.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Hey, Bull.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, New York Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. He doesn't talk much. So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori, or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't sing the chant of light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink. I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option, but a few faces might help.
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
Those two soldiers might think you're an arsehole.
So?
I knew some of the soldiers felt like that, but to actually hear it...
It's hard to be just an idea sometimes. That's all you are to most of them. It's why you can stand right in front of them without being recognized. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that, no matter what comes next.
They might think you're an asshole. So? Who else we got? Scout Harding?
Scout Harding?
Your worship.
What's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud. That's just her face, though, isn't it?
Take care.
Few more companions. Flissa. We saved her.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have.
We were all shaken by what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but it's improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Inquisitor Llewellyn. Sounds odd, don't you think?
Not at all.
Is that the official response?
I suppose it is. But it's the truth. We needed a leader. You have proven yourself.
There can be no mistakes this time.
I understand. At least we know what we must face. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
I think the last person is Cole.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
What do you mean by possession?
Spirits and demons cross over from the Fade by attaching themselves to something in this world. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Except 10 feet away from us.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape.
rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
That's disconcerting.
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain. Dry.
He's so dry when they die. Dead.
Thirsty.
Gone.
Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes. I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt, the helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Gonna perform euthanasia?
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay.
Seems Vivienne and Sarah are the most negative in the group. They always disapprove of what all the choices I make. Alright, let's go see Varric.
How do you know they won't attack here?
Dark spot.
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me.
Plums.
Can't quite recall who took them.
Them bluish hue. She was just slicing my plums. I don't know if you know that movie that's from. Or was that the exact quote?
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
Hawk was
That view
the
reminds me of my home in Kirkwall.
main
I had a
protagonist
balcony
in the
that
second
overlooked
one.
The whole city. I loved it at first, but after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
You heard about Haven?
I have.
That's why we're here now. Why I have battlements instead of balconies.
May they serve you well.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible. But we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully my friend in the Wardens will know more.
The announcement trailer for Dragon Age 2 is one of the best game trailers in history, in my opinion.
I'll take any lead I can get at the moment.
Good. I'll do whatever I can to help. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time, I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
The Dragon Age Origins trailers were even better.
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up, and the exalted march never came.
Assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. And you.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus.
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back. Or maybe it's old Tevinter magic. But he was dead. I swear it.
Varric said you were the champion of Kirkwall. I've only heard a little about what happened there.
What happened at Kirkwall was the same thing that happened everywhere. Fearful of blood magic and abominations, the Templars brutally suppressed the Circle. And in their desperation to survive, the mages of the Circle turned to blood magic, or became abominations. Finally, a rebel mage named Anders destroyed Kirkwall's Chantry, and everything came tumbling down.
I heard that Anders was your friend. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
When the Wardens began acting strangely, I had my friend Aveline take my brother out of the Free Marches. My uncle Gamlen's still in Kirkwall, but everyone else I used to know, they've pretty much scattered to the winds.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
Sounds good. And I can talk to Cassandra, right? Yeah.
You knew where Hawk was all along.
You're damned right I did.
You conniving little shit.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Hey, enough!
You're taking his side?
I said enough!
We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. Hawke was our only hope. He was the champion of Kirkwall. The mages respected him. And you kept him from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawke would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
You can't change the past, Cassandra.
So I must accept... what? That the Maker wanted all this to happen? That he... Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawke most, Varric kept him secret.
He's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
You know what I think? If Hawke had been at the temple, he'd be dead too. You people have done enough to him.
I believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawke. I'm such a fool.
She was pretty aggressive, to be honest.
What if you hadn't believed him, and you tracked Hawke down?
Honestly, Hawke might not even have agreed to become Inquisitor. He supported the Mage Rebellion, after all. He wouldn't have trusted me for a second. But this isn't about Hawke, or even Varric. Not truly. I should have been more careful. I should have been smarter. I don't deserve to be here.
You're too hard on yourself, Cassandra.
Not hard enough, I think.
You can't believe that.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawke, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
Yeah. You can't kidnap someone and expect them to do what you want.
You get a title, I get the boot. I see how it is. I mean, thanks for my life. Pleased to serve.
I don't even know what you did before. I know I saved you.
Someone
That got a little heated. You all right?
Well, that depends. How angry is Cassandra? I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
I bet Cassandra regrets how things went back there. You should talk to her.
I appreciate that you're trying to keep the peace, but things between me and the Seeker are as good as they'll get. I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry.
Alright guys, I think that's it for this one. We've accomplished a lot. Got a new fortress. Gotta find out how the Wardens are involved in the next one, and I think we're gonna try and get our specialization, but thanks for tuning in to this one, and make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out!